refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running. Toes they gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
I've been doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. Excited about today's episode. NFL Week 1 is almost over. We got one more game tonight, 49ers versus the Jets. I know Dave probably looking at us like, y'all, we got to hurry up with this show because I got a game to watch today. But we got to talk about yesterday and some of Friday, I guess. We got to talk about Jordan Love. Jordan Love had an injury at the end of the game. Will the Packers still make the playoffs, or are they more likely to miss the playoffs with this injury? We got to talk about the Chargers getting a big dub. Shout out to Harbaugh getting his first victory as a Chargers head coach. Are we impressed by that victory, or the biggest reason why the Chargers won that game? And then, Tom was excited. Cowboys smashed the Cleveland Browns. We got to talk about two sides of the coin. Are we impressed by the Cowboys' victory over the Browns? And will Deshaun Watson, he throwing like Deshaun Watson, will he last as a QB for this year? And lastly, I got my bros with me. I got my boy Davey Dollars. I got my boy Mark, and I got my boy Missy Get Done Son Tomo. How y'all doing, fellas?
What's going on, man?
What's up, y'all?
That's it. What day?
I ain't got too much to say.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Got off work early today. We get to talk about some football. We got more than just a couple of topics. We back to our regular scheduled program, of course, just like our last episode. Deshaun Watson also got some legal issues that might be coming up as well. We ain't talking about that today, but let me let y'all know there's been another lawsuit filed against Deshaun Watson back in 2020 on sexual assault and battery. So he has that going for him right now. But other than that, it is Mondays. The start of the week is money-making Mondays. A lot of these players that we talk about make a lot of money. And we someday will be, well, maybe not exactly there, but we'll be there where we won't have to worry about getting off work early. We can continue to do this like we want to because we enjoy doing this. This is fun. We created a family here. And we get to turn up.
Turn me up.
Jody, do your thing.
What's up, Tomo? How you doing? I ain't hear you say anything.
I said I ain't got too much to say today, man.
Okay. Oh, are you saving for the okay? You know, Tomo feeling good. I know you are because look, we got a good show. But before we get it,
I'm like Dave. Holla at me in January. They do this in January, then I got a lot to say. But
All right. So look, y'all, we are streaming this on one platform, this YouTube. So make sure y'all like the video on YouTube, follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms, and share this video with somebody so they could come on and watch live with you, because you could be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Daniel for being the first comment. Shout out to Vaughn for being here. Steelers Nation is here. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
So you just gonna skip the cowboy comment? Like,
I didn't see. You can do that one.
Just
You
popped
got
up.
matter of fact, you got a sound effect for that one. Go ahead. You get that.
how about them
Oh,
Cowboys? Yeah, no. I just had to get that out. I mean, like I said, I picked the Browns to win the game, so that's why I'm not going too crazy about the win. At the end of the day, but right now we got to talk about what happened on Friday. We finally got football on a Friday night. Some people say it was a little slippery down there, but that team didn't complain about this game because they actually won it. Some other things seem to happen with this game too. Jordan Love came out with an injury with like 6 seconds left. Barkley scored 3 touchdowns in South America to give the Eagles the win. It was a 34-29 victory over the Green Bay Packers. But like I said, they lost their quarterback when this happened. And some don't know about this show, but if you have heard about this show, they rotate lovers, just like they don't have to rotate lovers with this quarterback situation. And they found out Love Allen is a real thing. Are the Packers more likely to make or miss the playoff with Love's injury? And we have a Packer. No, we don't. We have a Packer supporter on the panel with us. But I'm gonna ask you first, Mark. Do you think the Packers will miss? Oh, no. What you think is more likely, they make or miss the playoffs with Love's injury?
Love's injury is I believe it was an MCL sprain, or it was a sprain. So he's gonna be at least he's gonna be out at least like 6 to 8 weeks. I think something like that.
I don't think so.
Said 3 to 6 weeks, but
3 to 6. Okay, well,
let's say 7.
I'm gonna take the long way and say he's gonna be out for 6 weeks. And if he is out for 6 weeks, 6 weeks from now, they're 0-7. Malik Willis come in. The only way they win that game, really, with him playing at quarterback, is if the defense win it. And they'll be in a similar situation as the Browns, basically. Like, they have a good defense. They got some good players around them, but they can't win without a quarterback. And I don't think Malik Willis would be the, backup to carry him over. So they probably should trade for a backup unless they want to see what Malik Willis can do. But, I don't think they'll win any of their next 6 games if he's quarterback. And when he come back, if they can go, undefeated when Jordan Love come back, which is unlikely, I think they missed the playoffs because of it.
Joe?
Oh, pretty harsh. I want to say they make the playoffs. I disagree with Mark. Number one, so it's first of all, Katama, you made a comment. You said, you picked the Browns to win, so you're not gonna be too excited, But I know some guys that picked the Eagles to lose, and they acting right. They doing parade, but it's only week 1. But
I did pick the Eagles to win this game. Wow.
Yeah, and somebody else picked the Packers. Actually, switched they pick to the Packers, matter of fact.
Live on air.
Nice.
Live on air.
No, he didn't do a live on air. He did it in the comments. He's good. He did it in the comments. That guy's good.
But you can screen. That's a screenshot. So you ain't got to screen record that. You can just screenshot that. So that's even better. All right. I think they could. First of all, they made improvements on the defensive side of the ball. Now, it's hard for me to analyze the defense on that Packers and Eagles game because that field was like a slippery slope. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody was sliding everywhere. It was an electric slide there. So then it's week 1, but they made some pieces. They made some moves to better that defense. And on top of that, Josh Jacobs, my man Javon. Josh Jacobs had 16 carries and had 84 yards that game. Why are they not running the ball more? 16 carries, 84 yards, 5.3 yards a carry. With Malik at quarterback, they are going to lean on Josh Jacobs in that defense. And I look at their next games. They got the Colts, which could be a tight game. The Titans, the Vikings, they got the Rams, the Cardinals, Texans, and Jags. So these are like I can see half of these games they could probably lose, and the other half they could actually win. There's some winnable games there. I don't think they're gonna go 0-7 like Mark said. That's wild. All right, so I'm gonna say yes.
Dave?
It's kind of rare when me and Mark actually agree on something.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Now, I don't think they go 0-7. I don't think that's the case. I do believe that they can win 2 out of these 6 games, though. At least 2. maybe even 3. But the Packers have only won 6 games without Favre, Rodgers, or Love Understood in the past 34 seasons. Just 6 games. That's it.
How many games they play?
I don't have that number, but
Probably 6.
I'm pretty sure it's more than that. Aaron Rodgers did have a bad injury before. And remember, they did have, what's that quarterback name who they gave money to after a couple of games?
Matt Flynn.
Yeah, so they had him too.
That's another quarterback. That's another quarterback that got paid after he beat Dallas. Continue, Dave.
I forgot. That's why.
That's crazy.
I forgot that's why. But I'm just saying it's very possible that it's more likely than not that they lose more games than they win. Now you do have some games that are winnable, like the Cardinals, the Titans, the Colts. I get that. But again, if you look at the Cardinals, how they played the Bills, the Cardinals can easily win that game without question. If you look at the Titans, that defense is definitely really good. Look at how great they played in the first half. The Colts, I mean, Anthony Richardson had completed 9 passes and still threw for over 200-something yards because I think he had like 3 or 4 50-yard passes in that game completed. So it's very possible that he can also lose those games, just like he can win. And with the Vikings, even though we saw what they did against the Giants are trash. I'm sorry. Let's just be honest about it. Daniel Jones is not it. Sam Darnold had one of his best games of his career against them. I don't think that'll happen against the Packers, but then again, it's very possible. I don't think it happens. I think that's a game that the Packers can surely win if Malik Willis just controls the game and allows Josh Jacobs to run the game. But I think it's more likely that they will not make the playoffs than they do because MCL sprain, if you look at it, when I saw the injury, it looked like a meniscus tear. That's what it looked like to me. Because I myself had that injury myself a couple of years ago, and it took me a few months to get back to where I am older than he is. He is younger than I am. So, and he works out more. So I don't expect him to, have the same issues that I have, but just someone that has had a knee injury. It's just, it's possible that he may miss more than just 6 weeks. It could be 8 weeks. It could be more than that. Who knows what happens? But I'm pretty sure they're going to put him in rehab or something like that because he's not going to have surgery. So it's possible that he can come back and they can be so they have 1 game, 7 games up, something like that. They can be 3-4. If they're 3-4 by that time he comes back, it's a really good chance that they can still make the playoffs.
All right, so I'm looking at the depth chart right now. Maybe some things have changed, but I'm on ESPN. I'm looking at the depth chart. They only have 1 backup quarterback, and that is Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a quarterback somewhere. He may have threw 5 interceptions in the preseason game, but I'm just saying, if you're looking to make a deal, there's a quarterback that you can go sign who could possibly help this team because he can.
I guarantee you, they are not looking at Trey Lance at all.
I know. I'm just trying to sell it. Right now, I'm just trying to sell it. Look, so I'm just saying he can also run the ball because again, I blame a little bit on the field, but I also blame a little bit on just that Eagles front 7 because that front 4 was like, hey Josh, you're not about to just break big runs on us. It took him until the third quarter till he got his actual. He actually got some yards, got some momentum behind it. So again, they could probably do it within these next few weeks. But again, all the teams they play that you all just named that's coming up next, they all look good for at least a quarter, and then things just crumbled. The Packers actually looked good throughout the entirety of the game up until Jordan Love got hurt with a slippery field. So can they make the playoffs without him? I'm going to say no because Malik Willis didn't know that to actually throw a Hail Mary, you have to pass the ball. So I don't know just yet, but he is a serviceable quarterback. So I'm gonna say, if I have to answer it for the show, I'm gonna say no. But if they do make it, something magical will happen. I don't know. Maybe it's like a Disney movie, but I'm gonna say no right now. I'm with you on this one, Mark. Not 0-7, but maybe 2-5. I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. I'm thinking 2-5.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, Joe.
3-4 at best.
Titans, Vikings.
I said
our wins.
They're not gonna beat the Vikings. The only game they may win is the Titans.
The reason why Sandown look good because the Giants have a bad secondary, number one, and Packers have one of a really good secondary. They got Jared Alexander, they got Xavier McKinney. They got a good secondary. So when I look at the Vikings, I mean, I'm not too impressed by the Vikings win over the Giants. And then the Titans, I mean, the Titans lost to the Bears because of self-inflicted wounds. Like they got a quarterback too. Are we questionable about? You know, and don't forget to bring in some Matt LaFleur and the play caller. Huh?
I don't think it's bad as Malik Willis is, man.
But y'all think about Malik Willis too much when they're going to lean on Josh Jacobs, one of the best running backs in the league, who led the league in rushing just 2 years ago.
Okay, so you fill the box and they take Jacobs away. They take the run game away completely and make him throw the ball.
Okay, it's gonna be time to throw the ball, but they don't have to put up 30 points like they put the Eagles, bro. They put up 28 on the Eagles and still lost. That's not gonna happen with Malik Willis because they're gonna lean more on the defense. Tom won't know when your quarterback hurt, what the defense do?
They do show up, you know. Cooper Rush was able to average 7 points a game and win 5 of them. So I'm with you on that one. But Cooper Rush can actually throw the football, though.
We'll see, though. And then, like Devon said, Ron Tannehill is a free agent still. So they can always call him, hit him up.
Packers already said they're not interested in Ron Tannehill.
Because they want Trey Lance.
But
then on top of that, you get a quarterback in the beginning of the season.
You think
they're gonna win their first game? No, that's not going. They're not gonna win. They're not gonna. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray don't look bad. The Cardinals don't look bad at all. Like they can the teams that you named that they play. The defense got to win them the game, and I don't think their defense is going to win them the game.
So I'm
going to let them down too much. It's not going to how good they are. The offense will be just too bad.
Let me offer a counter argument for Joe, even though I agree with you, Mark. The Cardinals looked really good against the Bills. Really, really good. So that's a game that they can for sure lose. That's a game that they can lose. So I get you on that one. But the Titans, it's Will Levis.
Exactly.
I don't think a lot of people believe in Will Levis.
And the new head coach.
Then you look at what was the
defense on defense.
You look at the coach, Anthony Richardson. Is he really what we think he is, or was that first game just what it was? They did have a good game against the Texans, but it's week 1. That's the thing. So you got that. The other teams, the Vikings, I think that they can for sure beat the Vikings. I don't believe in Sam Darnold. Never have, never will. That's just me. I think that's the game that the Packers can definitely win for sure. It's a rival game, and Sam Darnold is just not it. He just had a good game against a bad team. That's just what it was.
And last time I want to move on to this last thing. Packers last year, didn't they end the season? Didn't they start off slow? Like did they start off out of the playoffs and then ended the season strong last year? Then we did that.
They did. That was with Jordan Love.
Yeah, I'm saying the second half they're gonna have Love. That's my point. So
it's gonna take a little bit more than Love to get them up in that club. That's all I'm saying. So look, Joe. One thing that this team is saying that actually the Packers should be saying is, who's got it better than us? Nobody. Well, technically everybody, because you lose your starting quarterback. But the Chargers, my man leaves college. A lot of people forget that he had the Cartiers on after they won a national championship. I mean, it's that Detroit swag. I'm just saying. I know Carl gonna be like, "Oh, brother, here we go. We talking about Michigan." But hey, he brought some of those Michigan tactics on over because they found a way to run over the Las Vegas Raiders. That's another one of Joe's teams. You know, they got ugly out there. Got ugly on the field. They got ugly in the stands. It was just brawls everywhere. But the one thing they couldn't stop was the actual running back. So, biggest reason for the Chargers win, was it the fans brawling in the stands, or was it them actually trying to beat up people on the field? Dave, you tell me, who's the biggest reason for the Chargers win?
Y'all can do all the X's and O's that y'all want when it comes to this topic. Tomo, bring up the video. This is the reason why.
A lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do now, and you can't get more work done. You won't make as much progress in the entire season as you will from week 1 to week 2. I'm telling you, this is the week to attack. But you can't get to 2-0 without being 1-0. Yeah. Who's got it better than us? Nobody.
Oh, that brought me back to my San Francisco vibes. Man, that to me is one of the viable reasons why he's able to lead teams. Is because of what he brings in the locker room to those players. Players really believe in Jim Harbaugh like he believes in them. I think the attitude that he brought to them is what led them to a win. Even though that they did play well, J.K. Dobbins had a great game in that game, and I believe he should be more. They gave him the game ball, so he's the reason why they pretty much won that game. I think he ran for over 100 and some yards. He had a touchdown. He had a really good game that game, and that's coming off of a bad knee injury. He was injured last year as well, so I'll say football reason. I'll say, X's and O's, it'll be because of what happened on the field. I'll say J.K. Dobbins. But outside of that, I just think Jim Harbaugh is able to rally these guys. He has Navarro Bowman, and I think Patrick Willis is a part of this team as long as and Delaney Walker is also the tight ends coach. So he brought a lot of what he did in San Francisco and Michigan to the Chargers, and I kind of expected that this year. Even though they have a receiver that some people don't believe in, they did draft Lad McConkey out of Georgia. And they have another guy, Joshua Palmer, who got ejected in this game, but actually plays pretty well. They have talent on this team. It's just that, the wide receiver is the biggest thing that a lot of people were questioning because Keenan Allen is gone. Mike Williams is gone. Then you see Austin Eckler is gone. He's with the Commanders now. So you're thinking that most of their weapons are gone, but with Jim Harbaugh there, he's able to put together a team that he believes in and that will believe in him, and they'll go out there and win. So I believe that because of what they believe in that locker room, what the energy he brings, I believe that's why they won that game.
Mark?
I'm gonna say they outcoached the Raiders. That's one. And the defensive line battle, Khalil Mack and they was on Gardner Minshew top all day. They really was, and it was their offensive line isn't that good, so I think that's gonna really hurt them. And I know they probably gonna blame a lot of it on like Gardner Minshew, but he ain't played really bad. I know he got hit and fumbled. The running backs fumbled. Like it was just a lot going on with the Raiders. It was like, and then like on pivotal fourth downs in like in the last quarter, it was 4th and 1. They didn't go for it. The crowd booed him. It was just like it wasn't like. He was playing it too safe, and then they just ran the clock out for the rest of the game, so they couldn't get the ball back. So, I mean, they was just out-coached. So the Chargers won that game because, the Raiders – sorry, Raider Nation. They just – y'all got a good coach, but it's just he wasn't aggressive enough. And I know that because of Ron Rivera days, he just wasn't aggressive. He didn't play the way – and they didn't do what he's supposed to do. They didn't get it done. Turnovers, offensive line. It was just a lot. So, yeah, the Raiders won that game because the Chargers won that game because Oakland they didn't play well. I think they could have won if they was better coaching, but they didn't play well.
Vegas didn't play well.
You said Oakland, okay.
Can you hear me?
All right. I disagree with both of y'all. The biggest reason, I would say J.K. Dobbins is the reason. Because I want to say, okay, I guess overall he had a great game because he had 2 big runs. He had a 61-yard run and a 46-yard run. Outside of that, he didn't do nothing. But the runs happened. So, yeah, y'all give him credit for that. So that happened, and also the turnovers. I don't think they lost because of coaching. One turnover they had because Gardner Minshew tried to, he tried to, pump the ball, pump fake, and it came out of his hand. And it was a backwards pass, and it turned into a fumble. Good field position. And then the running back fumble, another good field position. Justin Herbert didn't play great at all, in my opinion. I think he didn't play great. But one thing the Chargers did, they stuck to the run. They won in a way that you don't used to see them winning, which is through the defense and running, because Justin Herbert was good. But the turnovers killed them, though. Because I felt like the Raiders were moving the ball much better than the Chargers all game. But the 2 turnovers, the missed field goal, hurt the Raiders so much because it was 2 field goals. Those two turnovers, one I think led to a touchdown and one led to a field goal. No, both of them led to field goals. And the Raiders missed a field goal. And they went for it on 4th down and didn't convert. So it was like when you watch the Raiders, I didn't look at it like, you know what? They were coached bad. And then when Mark said Gardner Minshew was getting pressure, I mean, yeah, but Gardner Minshew actually had a decent game outside of turnovers, obviously. He turned the ball over. He threw a late interception, but, it was late. It's at the end of the game. You pressing, trying to get back. I'm not gonna, but throughout the course of the game, only thing that happened was that slip pass, that backwards pass. He was playing well. I was watching. I'm like, he's actually playing pretty good. They could run the ball a bit more, but I want to say his coach. I would say J.K. Dobbins and turnovers.
All right, my question
Doesn't
is,
that,
The Raiders lost. Chargers won.
don't that remind you of what Jim Harbaugh did in San Francisco? Ran the ball, created turnovers, defense. This is what I expected him to bring.
Yeah. Mm. But I didn't look at that like he outcoached Antonio Pierce. That wasn't that case. I don't think that case was. I mean, it was opposite. It's football. Like I said,
Yeah,
throughout the course.
I don't think he got outcoached either. I don't think Antonio got
I don't know.
outcoached. I just think that
AP wasn't aggressive enough. Like especially in the fourth quarter, like that was a pivotal 4th and 1 that he didn't go for. He should have went for it. He didn't go for. The crowd even booed him because after that, the Chargers ran the clock out.
They were already down 2 scores. And no, who you talking about?
And in the fourth quarter.
I don't, because I know that they did go for it early in the game and they didn't convert.
And they didn't convert early in the game.
Yeah, they didn't convert
early.
So maybe he was just being smart about that. He didn't want to risk.
And they defense playing good. They defense playing good the whole game, except for those 2 big Dauber runs. That's it. Those 2 Dauber runs got them. Outside of that, they defense kind of shut them down.
I got one question though. I was watching receivers and Devontae Adams, who had a lot to say about the Commanders, and he also had a lot to say about the Chargers. I think it was the Chargers. He said because they do the promo when they do the schedules, like why would they put me as a Pop-Tart when I cook them almost every year?
Mm-hmm.
Don't look like you did too much this game. I think they took it personal.
Mm-hmm.
I think they took it personal.
Sure seems like they did to me. I feel like they had a really good game plan on Devontae Adams, but I expect Devontae Adams to get back to who he is after this game.
Yeah, I agree. Now, we got to go to the next topic, and I'm kind of glad he's back. And I'm kind of glad Mark is also here for this one, too, because we got a lot of rookie quarterbacks that started their first game yesterday. A lot of first-round picks, and also Bo Nix. I mean, I had a lot to say about Bo Nix, but I'm not going to say too much today. But, hey, Tyler, just know, I tried to warn you. I just tried to. What? Where did he come from?
He can't. Soon as football season comes, he comes right back.
That's all right, because you did just in time, because we got to talk about, the good movie with Denzel is Training Day. You guys, you all got your quarterbacks did a lot in training camp, but now the big day is here. It's opening day. You got to do a lot. And we got to say, which rookie do you all feel had the biggest impact in yesterday's game? Mark?
Well, yesterday, you're going to talk about it. I mean, impact is one thing that they win because it's a couple of rookies that I can give the nod to. I mean, from yesterday, like I'm going to say this. Brian Thomas played a great game yesterday for Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. Brian Thomas played a really, really good game, but he didn't, they ain't win. Jaden Daniels played really well. Only quarterback in rookie history to rush for 88 yards in his first game. Ain't that something? You got to run it back. But he played well as well. You know who else played well? Jared Verse. He played well. He played for the Rams. He played well as well. He played really good. Xavier Worthy was really like he gonna have the most impact out of all the rookies, I feel like, this year. Malik Neighbors, I want him to do something great, but he can't with his quarterback. But yeah, yesterday's play, I'm really getting out. I'm gonna give it to Brian Thomas, and I know they lost, but the impact that he's gonna make with that team, he's gonna be their best receiver by week 6, guaranteed. And for pick 23, that's something serious. You know what I'm saying? They already had Christian Kirk and who's the other guy? Can't think of his name right now. But
you from Jacksonville?
Yeah, he's gonna be their number 1 receiver.
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna be their number 1 receiver. So I'm gonna give a nod to Brian, BT. But Xavier Worthy he ain't played yesterday. But out of all the rookies, he He's the one.
I gotta kind of agree with you on that one, Mark. Well, go ahead, Dave.
Man, let me go. Mark.
You say Gabe Davis is the number one receiver for the Jaguars?
No, it's Christian Kirk right now.
Will become the number one receiver.
But Christian Kirk is probably. I don't know. Hold on, Dave. I'm disappointed, Mark. Mark, what?
Your mic.
My mic. Oh, thank you. Mark.
I want to make sure they can hear you when you say.
Can you hear my? Turn my headphones up, man, real quick.
Turn
Mark. Brian Thomas Jr. Now, look, don't get me wrong. 2 of the touchdowns they had was because of him. First one was a pass interference on Jalen Ramsey, and it ended up being a touchdown. Right? They ran for a touchdown after that. And the second one, he caught a touchdown pass with Jalen Ramsey. Shout out to Brian Thomas. But no, Mark. We said impact, right? What position did Brian Thomas play?
Receiver.
Okay, so he caught the ball how many times? 4 times, 4 targets the whole game. Jaden Daniels, what did he do? 16 carries, 88 yards. He actually had more rushing yards than Brian Thomas had passing yards. And they got more touchdowns. Now, they both lost. When you look at the Commanders, Jaden was literally the whole offense. The whole offense. Now, a lot of that is because of him, because he wasn't pushing the ball downfield. I didn't think that he had a great game. But out of all the rookies, I thought he had the biggest impact. You know, so I'm going to say Jaden had the biggest impact over everybody else. Like, not even close.
Not even close. All the rookies?
Not even close. And then you want to say Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy had 2 touchdowns with like 3 touches. They won a game, yes, but Jaden Daniels also had 2 touchdowns. What are you talking about right now?
And a loss. We talk about impact.
No.
Impact is about winning, right?
No.
Impact. It's the impact on the team. How does it impact the team? Right? It's how you impact the team, correct?
Yes, how you impact the team. So
okay, I'm going to go with someone that helped their team win. Now their team did allow 29 points, but I'm going to go with Quinyon Mitchell. I feel like he had the most impact on that team. If you look at what he did against a good receiver, what did Christian Washington do? He had 3 catches. He had 3 catches for 14 yards. That wasn't on Quinyon Mitchell. That was on
that's what he do. I'm just saying. Go ahead though.
Christian Washington.
On Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell had 27 snaps on him or something like that you posted, and he only allowed 3 catches for 14 yards. He pretty much shut him down.
Who did I post? I posted Christian Gonzalez.
Somebody posted. Oh, that's who.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. Then that's what
Kev posted Quinyon Mitchell earlier.
I apologize. So that's the name I was thinking about. So it's not Quinyon Mitchell, but he's not even a rookie. So I don't even know why I'm saying that.
No, Dave. Kev did post Quinyon Mitchell stats earlier today.
But he guarded Christian Watson really, really good in that game. So
I give you Gonzalez. I give you Christian Gonzalez.
But Christian Gonzalez is not a rookie, so he don't count.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Come on, man.
But it's Christian Watson. He ain't nobody to be scared of.
You talking about impact? See, look, come on, man.
Quinyon Mitchell had a great game against Christian Watson, and they won the game.
They won the game because his team scored 34 points. They gave up 28.
That wasn't on him.
Wait, Dave, come on. You can't do that, Dave. You can't do that. You can't just give Xavier Worthy props for his team for winning, but then you're going to say, come on, man. You can't do that, man.
His team won.
What can you control? But, bro.
I'm trying to hear you out, Joe. Go ahead.
Look. Reed. So how come Quinyon Mitchell then get on Reed, who was cooking the whole game?
I just want to know how do we give somebody in a losing effort say they had the most impact?
The most impact is what do you contribute to the game? Biggest impact to the game. Okay, so you're trying to tell me that if a quarterback throws for 500 yards and loses, but the quarterback throws for 100 yards and win had a bigger impact?
Say it again.
The quarterback that throws for 500 yards and loses versus the guy who throws for 1,000 yards and win, who had a bigger impact?
I wouldn't say he had a bigger impact.
Who had a bigger impact?
I wouldn't say that the winner had a bigger impact because he didn't outplay the other quarterback.
Okay, I see where Joe coming from.
But I'm talking about impact of the game. He impacted the game, but they still lost.
Yeah, impacting the game. Yeah, like
impacting who had the biggest impact.
It's
not like who won a law, who had the biggest impact of that game. It was Jay that had the biggest impact in his game than anybody else. And he's a quarterback. Like, come on now. He's a quarterback.
He's a cornerback. A cornerback is one of the most important positions on our defense, isn't it?
Nothing like the quarterback. It's not even compared that to the quarterback.
Yeah.
The quarterback is the most out of all sports, not just NFL. We're talking about in sports, the most important position. And he was the running back and the quarterback for that team. So he had the biggest impact with no turnovers. So you can't say he caused us to lose. He didn't turn the ball over at all. 2 touchdowns.
I never said he caused us to lose. I just lost. He didn't help
2
you
touchdowns.
Hey, well, I'm gonna keep mine short and simple. I agree with Mark on Xavier Worthy, but since we are just throwing our teams out there, I'm gonna say Cooper Beebe, center for the Dallas Cowboys.
Come on.
Since we talking rookies, he had a big impact. You got a rookie starting up against the number 1 defense. You know, I just had to be a delusional Cowboy for a second. I'm just saying. I'm really.
You know what? The rookie with the best impact ain't even gonna play in the game tonight.
Man, Cav, get out of here, Cav. So, because Cav, you agree that your cornerback had a bigger impact than my quarterback? Get out of here.
So I was stuck on what I said.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Dave said before we move to the.
I said he ain't even gonna play tonight, but he gonna have the biggest impact. Just his presence gonna have the biggest impact.
Who?
Because he got shot.
Ricky Pearsall.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I respect Cuz, but he gotta get in the field.
I say he gonna have the biggest impact, and he not gonna play.
Okay, Cav.
Hey, Worm, they don't want to hear me though, but you know, we got running backs that's playing quarterback, but I ain't gonna say that.
We're gonna get to y'all game.
Hey, Cav.
I know.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Cav.
Listens. It's gonna be on Facebook somewhere.
Who you think had the biggest impact? Comment section.
He probably think Mitchell. But let's move on to the next topic, man. I'm more so my vote is my official vote. If you ask me, it's gonna be Cooper Beebe. But I agree with Mark with Xavier Worthy. Joe, you have a valid argument, but I also see where Dave coming from.
Link, Overshown is not a rookie. He played in games last year. He's not a rookie. He does not count.
Overshown ain't a real player.
NBA.
Y'all made that name up.
This man
is a real player. Hold up, bro.
He's a real player.
I made that name up, bro.
This man, Xavier Worthy, scored a run play, which is all him. Then he scored a second touchdown off blown coverage. And y'all saying he had a bigger impact on the game than the quarterback who had probably more. He probably had more rushing yards than they were. Huh?
Who said y'all? I never said that. I didn't agree with that sentiment.
Or Tomo.
So 14 points. You want to fight? Let's fight. Let's go.
14 also. And he had more yards than him too.
Which team was tougher, the Ravens or the Buccaneers?
The Ravens, yes. But y'all got Patrick
Mahomes. Which defense is better, the Ravens or the Buccaneers?
The Ravens.
Rookie wide receiver.
So far this season, it's the Buccaneers.
Hold on. Who defense better, the Chiefs? The Chiefs or the Commanders?
Chiefs easily.
Who got a better? The Chiefs or the Commanders?
Easily.
Defense?
Yes.
Chiefs. I mean, hands down.
We hands down. We talking about one of the worst to one of the best. So what Jaden had to work with also was different from what all these other guys are talking about had to work with. But so let's start that too. Okay.
I know about one guy that came into the league and his what was it? Oh, Xavier, where's called? Because he's known for dropping the ball. He really had an up and down training camp. We talking about your guy though, who was throwing dots. That's all I was hearing about him throwing dots. So it was kind of expected for him to be good, right? So
is that what they call it? Wide open pass and the handoff? What are you talking about?
What is that?
It was, but you said he was dropping back. It was wide open because it was blown coverage.
Joe, Worthy has game-changing speed.
I know Worthy. He went to Texas. That's my guy. I love Worthy. His impact is not bigger too with the impact Jaden had on that game. It's not. We're talking about who had a better game. That's probably a different story. But impact, y'all say impact. Y'all say impact. So he didn't have the biggest impact.
Quayon Mitchell.
We petty up here. We got petty.
All right, let's move on, y'all.
I definitely say my center. And
I'm not about to sit here and fight against Jaden Daniels.
We know you're not. We know.
Of course you're not.
You got it.
I said, okay.
Kev, you put who you think had the biggest impact. Don't sit here and say, he wasn't. Well, who was then? Tell me who was.
I mean, the Cowboy fans is speaking, but I mean, we here now. We are here now. Look.
See?
Take it to the NFL chat. Take it to the NFL chat. We got to talk about, man, impressed by Cowboys win versus Browns.
So I got Xavier Worthy impact bigger than Lamar Jackson's. Go ahead.
They won the game.
Come on, man. Y'all. I'm not gonna argue with y'all no more. Come on, let's go time. Move on.
I'm trying
to.
to.
He got tired of it. He was tired
Here we
of
go. NFL chat, man. I'm gonna go back and look at my face when you said that, bro. I know my face is crazy. You said that. All right, go ahead.
Well, shortly after Dak Prescott announced, it was announced that
back,
Dak Prescott signed a 4-year, $240 million contract. He went from signing a contract to throwing touchdowns. I mean, it just happened that way. We got to figure out, man. Impressed by the 33-17 win over the Browns. Fellas, are y'all impressed? I'm gonna let y'all go first. Joe, you hot right now.
No, it's your team. You go first.
What you
All
mean?
of us that already went first on the topic.
If I made a correction in your opening statement to this topic, you said he come from signing contracts to what again?
Throwing touchdowns.
Take that ass away. He only threw one touchdown, right?
Two.
He threw 2 or 1?
I threw 1.
Okay, touchdown. Go ahead.
Oh, now you want to attack my quarterback? All right, game time. I'm here now. See, I was trying to be calm.
Fight back.
A touchdown. All right. That was a big impact because you see he won the game with that one touchdown, Mr. 14 points. Going up against one of the league's best defenses and talking about the Browns defense at home. Of course, when it's the Cowboys, everybody don't want to bring up last year, but I'm going to bring up last year. You're talking about the Browns defense that was only averaging 13.9 points at home, giving people only 90 yards on the ground, 64 yards passing. And then you got the Cowboys who go out there and throw for 85 yards. Go ahead, you keep looking. Putting up 33 points. Got the field goal kicker kicking record field goals. If he was on your fantasy football team, you was probably happy yesterday. If you had Dallas defense, you probably won some games. Redeem team. But also running for 102 yards with a 40-year-old Zeke. I'm impressed by the win as far as what the defense did, as far as what the offense did. There's a lot of things that can be improved. Again, when you start scoring like that, you can just run it up. But I think my coach now is more so let's just get out of here with the dub versus an old offensive coordinator that we used to have who just wanted to throw it out, just air the ball out no matter how you do it. One more thing, right? Because I know somebody up here going to bring up Deshaun Watson, right? Who got sacked 6 times, by the way. 6 times, by the way. I don't know what a Tay meme at, but y'all can bring it up because he definitely going to need an ice bath after what happened to him. Eric Kendricks got 2 sacks. D-Law got 2 sacks. Overshown, the one that's not a real player from Texas, he got 1. And then Michael Parsons was actually used the way that y'all coach said he was going to use him. He was actually rushing, but he was also playing linebacker. He was blitzing up the A-gap. They didn't know where Michael was going to come from. Shout out to Zimmer. So if you're wondering why I'm smiling right now, it's because they actually are playing defense. A lot of people want to talk about the takeaways, but they lucky and got one of them. One of them was lucky. Our rookie could have got 2. But am I impressed with the defense? Offense do better. Floor is y'all.
Go ahead, Dave.
Touchdown.
Since you had the Browns defense on your fantasy team.
Man. I was more upset than impressed. Let's put it that way. But I'll say this. Objectively, I'll say that if the Browns defense ends up being what we think it is, then this will be for sure an impressive win. I think it's too early to be impressed because it's just week 1 and a lot of teams are still figuring themselves out. But let's say week 5, week 6, Browns defense is not allowing what they allow in this game. Then yes, it is very impressive of how they won this game because what are the Cowboys not known for? They're not known for beating good teams or good defenses for that matter. This right here would be considered a really good or great defense that they have beaten if this defense finds themselves and actually is top 5 again, just like they were last year. I think last year they were top 3. They were the best defense for a while until the 49ers and Ravens started to catch heat in the end, and they became the top 2 defense in the league. But the Browns defense has been known, at least for the last few years, to be a really great defense with Myles Garrett, and these other guys that they got on this defense. And Ward, they didn't Denzel Ward. So this defense is known to be really, really good. CD had a good game. Dak had an okay game, but with the the main part is they put up 33 points on the Browns defense that only allowed about 13.9 points per game last year at home.
Okay. Did you see where he was checking at the line? That was top 5 quarterback material out there. My bad. I had to pull a Joe. Go ahead.
Relax. But what I'm saying is it will be considered impressive depending on how the season goes for the Browns. Now, this is not dependent on their quarterback. Because the quarterback, we know he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns since, Baker has gone to the, it's not good for Deshaun Watson right now. He has a lot of things going on legally outside of football that he has to deal with. But right now, I'll put a pause on me saying that I'm impressed. I think it was a good win, but I'm not going to say that I'm impressed yet until I see what the Browns are a few games from now.
All right, let me name the next opponents that the Browns have, because this is what's about to happen. They play the Jaguars, then the Giants, then the Raiders, then the Commanders, and then the Eagles. I don't know.
That Eagles game would tell me.
Hold on. Can I jump in?
I was just naming opponents. Go ahead.
Oh, so am I impressed? No, I'm not really impressed. And it's not being negative, Tomo. Y'all defense was the key to that game. Okay, that defense was key, but this is what we see every year from y'all, Tomo, early in the season. Your defense shows up. And then as the season goes on, your boy Michael Parsons starts dwindling it down. He did force a turnover by batting the ball down and turn to an interception. He was in the backfield every single time he rushed. But I think y'all are being too harsh on the Browns defense. The score doesn't tell you how bad the Browns were on defense, because they were not bad at all. They gave up 2 touchdowns to the Cowboys, and that's it. All the field goals they got, you blame Deshaun Watson. Put them in good field goal position. The first field goal they got, 17 yards that drive. The second field goal they got, 1 yard that drive. The third field goal they got, 14 yards that whole drive. The last field goal they got, 10 yards. They couldn't move the ball at all on the Browns. They were 4 for 14 on third down efficiency. The Browns defense was getting them off the field. CD had out one play on that pass play for like 30-some yards. After that, CD really wasn't doing nothing. Every time he called a pass, yeah, you know how many times they did that to him? They did like 5 times to him. So my whole thing is, Dak didn't really have a great game. The offense didn't really have a great game. What happened was Deshaun Watson was bad. Like, literally, he was putting them in the defense in bad situations, and they were holding up every time. When you spaz in the defense, I'm watching the game, and every time Deshaun put him in bad situations, they about to score a touchdown. And I'm like, oh, they stopped him again? Another field goal? Okay.
I'm just mad that it was 33 points for them. That's all I'm care. I'm not talking about the yards. I'm not saying that they gave up a lot of yards. Just that they gave up 33 points. I'm like, come on. Sheesh.
They let Zeke score a touchdown too, right?
Yeah, he did. Y'all had 2 good drives the whole game. Literally the whole game, 2 good drives. Y'all had a touchdown from Turpin over a punt return. Y'all had all field goals. And all the field goals came from good field position from your defense putting y'all there. So, yeah, Aubrey had a really good impact. Right?
I wish he was a rookie.
But hey, he's probably the best kicker in the league. You gotta say that. We gotta address that. Might be.
Stolen from me. Continue.
All right. So that I would say I'm not impressed, only because the defense played well, but who the opponent was, you know what I mean? And it's early in the season. I wasn't too impressed by the offense at all.
Floor is yours, Mark.
I wasn't impressed by the. I agree with Joe. I picked the Cowboys to win the game, and that's solely because Deshaun Watson was the quarterback. And that was literally my reason. If Deshaun Watson the quarterback, they're not going to win. That's how bad it is. So
he did say that though.
They're impressed by that. If Dallas does have a good defense. They do got Michael Parsons. Trayvon Diggs come back with the interception and everything like that. So I mean, they do got a good defense, and they're going against Deshaun Watson. So I mean, to keep it a bean with you, I don't think Deshaun Watson lasts the whole season. I really don't. I think they fake an injury to make it seem like he out again. But I don't think I think he gets kicked next game, to be honest with you, if he do that again.
Actually, Mark, you gonna roll right over, since you're here and we short on time, we just gonna roll right into that subject. Were you impressed? Yes or no? Were you impressed?
No,
yes.
I wasn't impressed.
That's cool. We ain't got to sit too much more negativity, man. We
Oh,
gonna go ahead right.
Last time you brought last year Browns. When the last year Cowboys really good offense?
That's last year.
Sure was.
Then the last year Cowboys week 1
No.
had the same. No, because you're trying to do something.
It's
here.
not for you.
They did the same thing against the Giants, though.
It's not for you, though.
Go ahead.
It's not for you. It's for Carl. Because I saw Carl put the Browns had 30th worst defense in the league. The Browns defense actually looked better than the Ravens. I'm gonna say that. The Browns defense yesterday looked way better than the Ravens. Not say way better. Look better than the Ravens defense yesterday. So I want to say that. Because y'all are a good offense.
It wasn't my fight.
That's for you, Carl.
He definitely gonna say something too.
You know he is. And if he don't say it tomorrow, he gonna say it 2 days from now when he watch the episode. He's gonna say something. But I mean, Mark, you done already started, so we're gonna start with you because the question really was, will Deshaun Watson finish the season as a starter? So I'm gonna let you finish your thought.
But I think Deshaun Watson gets benched next game if he does that. Jameis Winston will come in and he'll be eating crab legs and his fingers looking for the W and hyping his team up. And that'll be the best thing for the Browns for the rest of the season. Deshaun Watson should sit. He got to get out this 360 deal somehow that he got with Cleveland. And they gotta find a way to get him out of the city because there's no way they're gonna waste their defense. They have a championship caliber defense, and they ain't gonna be able to do nothing with a championship caliber running back. Somebody, Amari Cooper over there, like they have all this talent right now, and they're gonna miss their window because of Deshaun Watson. They gambled on the wrong quarterback.
You don't want me, man.
That's my thought. He out week 2, week 3 the latest, but he's not gonna play the season like that. He's benched.
24 for 45 on 169 yards passing. I know a lot of people going into this game, they picked the Cowboys to lose because of what Deshaun Watson did in that game against the Ravens, where he led them to come back. Where he went like 14 for 14 or something. That's all they kept talking about.
That had nothing to do with why I picked the Browns.
Not you. I said a lot of people. You know, I picked the Browns for different reasons.
I believe they were going to win despite Deshaun Watson.
That is exactly why I thought they were going to find a way to make something shake. But again, it seems like the person who has the biggest impact, since that's the word of the day, since that's the word of this episode, is Nick Chubb. It seems like on that offensive side, it's got to be Nick Chubb because without him being back there, that technically could have saved Deshaun from some of those passes that he was just throwing up, around, all over. I don't know what was going on yesterday. But I know Amari Cooper rolled his eyes a few times in the huddle, and that right there says a lot. When you got people saying what Mark just said about Jameis Winston actually needs to be starting in this offense, says a lot. To watch the 3 or 4 quarterbacks that they went through to go into the playoffs last year says a lot. So do he finish the season? I mean, outside of that reporter who dropped the lawsuit on him today, I don't think he finished the season as a starter. And hopefully, if he doesn't finish this season, he goes somewhere and finds himself and gets his mental right, because maybe it's Cleveland. Maybe it's just Cleveland with quarterbacks. I don't know. But he gets his mental right and find a way to get back to being himself.
I think the Browns planted that little article.
I think so. I ain't going to hold you. I think they did too. But
no, that time was too crazy, bro.
Yeah, I don't think it drops if they win that game.
The Browns dropped it, or the girl, whoever reported it, waited. She was like, "Oh yeah, I think it's a perfect time to do this. Hit this red button right here."
Man,
but
yeah, I don't think he finished.
So I got a little pushback on Mark, just a little. I don't think he gets benched next game or the game after. I'm sorry. They owe this man $200 million. 200. He's owed 170 million dollars over the next few years, fully guaranteed. The only way they get out of this contract, the only way, is because of the legal situation. Unless something like that unfolds within these next 2-3 weeks, Deshaun Watson will trot out there and be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. There's no absolute way. No absolute way that they're going to bench $171 million quarterback this early in the season, knowing that Nick Chubb will soon be back. I don't see the Cleveland Browns doing that. For one, the Cleveland Browns are not a smart organization. Let's just be honest about it. They aren't a smart. Name one smart thing they did other than getting Amari Cooper and other than drafting Nick Chubb and getting Myles Garrett, having a good defense, what smart decision have the Browns
That's
ever
actually
made?
a lot of smart things.
Really
I will
good.
say Kevin Stefanski is a good. Kevin
That's a few.
Stefanski though, the coach.
That is a few. But other than that, what else had this organization done that was smart?
I mean, the coach.
I mean, that's
It's just the quarterback. It's
The quarterback
literally
position is
just
the
the-
most. Wait, what Joe say? What Joe say?
Hey,
The
Joe.
quarterback position is the most important. It's the most impactful position, right?
I got something for
What
you,
have
Dave.
they gotten right at quarterback?
Joe, you gonna like this one. I think this is the one
drafted
time where
Baker-
hold
They
on.
drafted Baker Mayfield.
Hold on. This is the one
Didn't
time
work
where the
out.
owner stepped in and said, I want this quarterback. And he should have just sat down.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go.
I'll give you that one, Joe.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Absolutely. That this right here, you would have had your point, Joe. This right here,
Yeah.
absolutely. But they made no good decision at quarterback. Remember, they drafted Brandon Wheaton out of Oklahoma State, and he was like 29 years old at the draft
He
time.
was a good pick at the time.
He was not. He was trash. I'm sorry. He was not
At
good.
Oklahoma
He was
State.
not. That's at Oklahoma State. He's 29 years old.
You talking about Brandon Wheaton?
Like, did you
Yes.
see all the Dez Bryant? Like, he wasn't bad. Like, that was
That's the only
No.
reason they drafted him.
No.
That was the only.
No.
They had
No.
like
Didn't they
was
bring the
good.
wide receiver back? What was
Then
the
they
wide receiver?
drafted.
Justin
Then they
Black-
drafted the other quarterback out of Oklahoma. Not Oklahoma, but Texas A&M, who was Mike Evans' quarterback.
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
How did that work out for him?
Which was
I
that
a
didn't
good
work.
at the time.
I actually like that pick. It was just all the field stuff.
Didn't
And it
work
was the
out.
Browns. I'm with you though with the history of the Browns.
He didn't play. He ain't play well. He ain't play well on the field either. Baker Mayfield, he had one good season. Didn't work out after that. It just don't work out. The best thing in Cleveland Browns. The best thing. Look, the best thing in Cleveland Browns is had a quarterback was Joe Flacco, and that was last year, and now he's gone.
Because then they went and got Odell for
Exactly. When they got Odell, didn't work out when they had Odell. It just don't work out for them. The Browns don't make smart decisions. So I don't think that they're going to make a smart decision now and bench Deshaun Watson right now. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just
I'm
don't.
not gonna call it big and dumb.
All right,
I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think that happens unless, like I said, unless they find a way to get out of this contract, he's going to play. Now, the only reason I think he might get benched, because I do think that he gets benched during the season, like towards the end. I do think he gets benched, but I think it's because he's going to get injured again. I just don't think he makes too many bad decisions to cause himself to get sacked. The play that Joe shared in the chat where Amari Cooper was wide open in the middle of the field, he looked at him and clearly kept running the ball and got sacked.
Yeah, he's wide open.
He just he don't make good decisions. He gonna get himself hurt. It's just not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. Baker Mayfield did good with one season with the Browns. That's it. Other than that, what else did he do other than that one season? He did not make the playoffs or nothing.
He played the whole season.
The Browns have never even won the division since they've been in this division.
I gotta disagree with you, Dave. His first it was 0-17 when they drafted him. And then he won
playoffs, right?
No, and they won 17
one time.
And they won 7 games his rookie year after going 0-17. And then his first 3 years, he had 3 different head coaches. And then when he gets Stefanski, he make the playoffs. Then he gets a torn labrum. And now I see that actually affected him. And that's why he played bad. He was trying to play through an injury.
Hey, I'm not saying he's bad. He's good now. But it didn't work out.
I think he did play well. It's just that the scrutiny he was receiving from the media kind of messed up. It kind of made us look at Baker differently, including me. But he did play with a torn rotated cuff. That's what it was, or labrum, one of the two, right? He played through the injury, and he's not supposed to do that. I'm not gonna kill. But the history with the Browns, though, you're not lying. Like 3 different head coaches, and you be a rookie to 3 years. Yeah. Is he gonna get benched? Yes. My bad, Tomo. Man, Dave, 171 million. I don't care how much you get paid. You ain't throwing no more passes in my organization.
In the next 2 to 3 weeks, I don't think they do that. In the next 2 to 3 weeks,
I don't care how much you get paid. It's not like you got
in week 2 or week 3. I don't see it happening. Unless he gets hurt.
You're right about that. You're right about that. But They are about to waste, like Tomo said, or you said, one of y'all said, or Mark said it. They're about to waste an elite defense. Like that defense played really good yesterday. The fact that they were still Tomo, y'all last possession, the last play y'all threw the CD line. And they stopped. It was on third down. They stopped there. They still celebrating. I'm like, these dudes still playing hard, dog. Like
when Jerry Jeudy got his first touchdown and celebrated. Yeah. I'm like, come on.
So the Cleveland, so Deshaun Watson. I want to answer. I want to reply to DeVore's comment. His last one. Deshaun wants to get cut. The only way that they cut him is if they can get out of this contract. They're not going to treat him like the Broncos did Russell Wilson. They're not going to.
I don't know, Dave.
I don't think
so.
Then again, well, you know what? You know what, Joe? You're right. You just might, because that would be a smart decision. That would be a smart decision to wait.
I was gonna say, Mark may be on to something here. 2 to 3 weeks. If they lose to the Giants and he's the starting quarterback and he look bad, I don't think he starts after that. Like the Jaguars, they may give him that, but if he look bad against the Giants, they may be like, bro, it's over.
I think he plays. I think he plays
I think
he plays until
I see the locker room.
I think he plays until maybe Nick Chubb's second game.
But here's the thing. So look, I got an example. The Commanders kicker, right? We got a kicker that we traded for, and it's like, okay, if he don't play, this is a different situation. If he start 2 games, we owe a 7th-round pick. So we just let them. We get in field goal range. We gonna let you kick, bro. We gotta see what you got. Now, Deshaun Watson, you can't get rid of the money, but where he here last year? First of all, he was here a year and a half ago for half the season, right? He looked bad. Oh, he's still rusty. We gotta get the rest off. We saw him last year. What happened?
He got hurt.
He was terrible, but we put everybody in good vibes. His last game against the Ravens, like Tomo said, he was 14 for 14. Oh, we got some promise. Then we go into the preseason. Did he play preseason? He didn't play preseason, I don't think, right? Then we go here in the first game of the season.
He looked bad in training camp.
He looked, and then look, I told Dad I was gonna do this. Philly media, I'm gonna apologize to y'all. I remember last year in training camp, y'all had a joint practice against the Cleveland Browns, and the media came out and criticized Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson came out and called cap, and we laughed at y'all like, "Oh, look at Philly media trying to hype a situation." I believe you now. I believe you was terrible at that training camp. I believe you 100%. Because this dude is not good in the NFL.
Can we really believe Philly media?
I believe it right now.
I believe it. That's what AJ.
Okay. I believe this because that $171 million contract is going to be on a bench. I'm going to bring in Jameis Winston, who the team probably like more anyway.
Justin Winston might be good too.
Right? So, fully guarantee or not, bench him. If he like Tomo said, the Giants game is the game.
I don't know.
That's the game for me. You lose to the Giants, I'm sorry, bro. If Daniel Jones look better than him,
he got Jerry Jeudy. He got weapons, bro. Offensive line was bad though yesterday, but they were missing 2 right tackles. Sorry, the tackle. Yeah,
the right guard and the right tackle.
Yeah, right guard and tackle. Yeah.
Look bad, John Watson.
Huh?
I don't think they bench him.
Offensive line
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening this soon.
No, if he play bad, Dave,
the player's gonna revolt.
I don't see it happening this soon.
And look, we can't say the Browns will make bad moves because when they traded for Deshaun Watson, when they signed him, we all thought it was a great move.
Yeah.
So we can't say that was dumb because he fooled all of us.
I actually picked him to be a
quarterback is where they make the worst decisions.
No, not a dog horse. I said he's gonna play better than Russ. That's what I said.
Like that. That was my exact words. He ain't played.
He's Uncle Rico from the 20 Dynamite. Chill out.
Man.
He lost it because the speed changed when he was playing. If he would have kept going, yeah, Deshaun Watson would be better. But because he stopped for those seasons, the speed of the game got faster, and he can't adjust. He won't adjust. He can't. That's it.
Technically,
is done. Like I don't.
Deshaun Watson is what you call Jalen Hurts, the one read quarterback.
Man, oh yeah. I also want to mention this too. Down the field.
Good point.
He was too late on all his down the field
because he one read. He looked for the one read, and then after that, it's like I gotta go.
Well, it's somebody in college that does that too.
Right, it's like Space Jam, bro.
Like God mentioned their names together.
He really lost everything, dog. Like
he said, don't mention their names together.
I said I feel like that's really disrespectful that you mentioned his name together. Like
what?
and Jalen Hurts in the same sentence type.
That's what some people used to call Jalen Hurts. They said he was a one-read quarterback.
Man, listen, dog.
I'm just saying.
I got one thing I want to say, man.
I ain't saying they the same. Oh, man.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
He kicked us out for that.
Come on, man. Say you my dog, bro, but come on, bro. Get your boy. You call him MJ. That's why I'm impressed with MJ because he left and came back and was still good. Your boy ain't that, bro.
Yeah, MJ, Mike Jones. That's it. He ain't no.
Well, you talking about MJ
that's
that
what
played baseball?
Coach tried to call him MJ. David tried to call him MJ. Oh, he's the Michael Jordan. Like he's gonna be Michael Jordan in the draft.
Cap.
Nah, that's
all right, man. Let's wrap this up, man. We spent too much time on a guy that's about to get benched in 2 weeks. All right. All right, man. Great show, y'all. Man, we did really good. I feel like we did really good on time still with 5 topics, 4 people. We did a great job, fellas, you know. My last words, shout out to the whole R2L family. Shout out to the whole R2L network. Jaden Daniels, I got to see the all-22s, bro. I think you a little too conservative. I think that you trust your legs a lot more than you trust your arm. I will say that. And remind me, when Jalen Hurts played the Detroit Lions, the first game of the season, they won. You know, A.J. Brown had a quick slant early in the game. They won. But I watched that game, and I said Jalen Hurts relied on his legs too much. And that's how I feel about you right now, Jaden. But it's your first game. And the defense, Lord, man, here we go again, dog, with the cornerbacks. Emmanuel Forbes already got benched. St. Juice, come on, man. Be watching you. But we got to weed out the whole losing mentality out of this organization because that's the only way you can find out who the losers by playing the games. So, shout out to my boy Mark for joining us today, too.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for having me. I love coming on here talking sports. And like Joe said, man, look, Jaden, it's your first game. I don't care what would have happened that game. Like I was happy to just see you play and stay up and like finish the game. You know, you ain't pull a Jordan Love on us. So, sorry.
Well, that was the same guy in college that lifted him up. That kind of took. I'm just saying, you might want to be ready for that Eagles game.
First game, next game, I expect a little more. You know, what should I say? A little more progress. You know, I think they're starting to see what we can do really well because I think the play calling was scrambled just to see what we do well. And I think I see what we do kind of well. The running the rock, I think we're going to be straight. So I think our identity going to change. We're going to be, you know, more of a run team versus a pass team. So that's it. You know?
I don't know how to follow up with that one, but Worm, you got your wish. CMC is not playing tonight, so you got your wish, my guy.
Brees Hall playing on one.
Let's get this dub tonight, Stan Fran. Let's get this dub. That's all I can say. Let's get this dub.
Somebody drafted him first.
All right, I got you.
He was the first pick, first round. He not playing the first game.
He was not first. Tyreek Hill was the first pick.
Oh yeah, he was. Okay.
You think about last year?
Two drives. It was a different drive. C-Mac was first in another drive.
So I'm gonna just follow up my last words by saying, one, when I said what I said about Jalen Hurts and Deshaun Watson, I'm not comparing the two quarterbacks. So I want y'all to know that now. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with y'all about. I'm gonna say what Kev said and Kev voice. I'm not about to argue with y'all about no Deshaun Watson and Jalen Hurts. We already know who's better there. But I want to address something that was said on the Commanders panel because you all just kind of said it just here, right? Someone said, "Who is Al Harris?" What you mean, Al Harris? It's the pick god. He's the reason why our secondary was getting those takeaways. I know y'all talking about Joe Witt and all that, but Al Harris was the driving force behind them DBs playing like that. So for one of your DBs to get benched, don't disrespect my assistant coach / secondary coach again. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, St. Jude's did drop one. Dang, man.
It was right there too. He broke on the ball. I was like, that's the Dan Quinn defense I know.
He dropped that jump, but it's St. Jude's though. That man was stay dropping picks, man.
Al Harris was once a good corner for the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, he was. He was on that team when they was second in the NFL in defense, won the Super Bowl, and Charles Wilson won. He was pretty good.
These Packers, man. Can't stay away from them.
All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all tomorrow in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, And also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.